And Mr. Chaturvedi, please.
Thank you, Co-Chair. At the outset, would like to thank for this opportunity. There are 4 points that I wish to make in the time that's allotted to me. Number one is when we are thinking of enabling conditions for achieving SDGs, there are a couple of issues which are very specific to developing countries and the kind of institutional architecture that they have for transfer of technology. And from that point of view, when we talk of transfer of technology, the issues related to physical asset, the infrastructure, and the kind of human skill that is important are some of the factors which one would have to take into account when we talk of sustainable development goals and related technologies. And for that, these stages through which the process would go through is extremely important to be taken care of. The identification of needs, choices of technology, conditions of transfer, whether it's part of the agreement or implementation, evaluation or adjustment, it's extremely important. And the fourth day is more in terms of replication of that technology. So from the point of view of developing countries or least developed countries, the precondition and the stages are extremely important for the countries to respond to. There might be voluntary mechanisms that one can derive experiences from. Jeff, we know, has established several key pointers as part of the CSOs and key donors. We also find several examples where countries have responded to and have come up in a major way. The key issue there certainly is in terms of how the eligibility of countries is to be addressed, the issues that are there in licensing fee, and also in terms of incremental costs of hardware and incremental operating costs that are there. But if you see at a larger scale, the issues in terms of technology-oriented agreements that are coming up are of key significance. And they, the whole dynamism that one is expecting with the TFM and its linkage with other institutional architecture is very important. Whether we are thinking of TFM to be connected with the LDC discussed technology bank and its ability to respond to the other UN-led institutional architecture that is already there, like in case of Asia, you find APCTT, the Asia Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, and such other institutions which are there. So from that point of view, how the enabling conditions would be laid out, they are extremely important. The technology development activities may also be looked at it from the point of view of knowledge sharing and coordination, research development and demonstration, technology transfer, and of course technology deployment, which may have modalities and standards and incentives in a way roped in terms of the idea of how they are embedded in the larger context of technology transfer, and also in terms of what kind of institutional architecture that we are looking at. So from the point of view of TFM and the technology bank, the interconnections are extremely important, so the donors and the recipients are well aware of the kind of institutional architecture that it would be unfolding. Last point is in terms of the perspectives, and perspectives at the level of developing countries are extremely important to bring in the idea of cost effectiveness, but also economic efficiency. Now, how do you bring in cost effectiveness and economic efficiency? When we talk of economic efficiency, the idea is largely to address the market failure. And the market failures are immense in terms of how we look at the technology regimes which have come up. And they, I think, a couple of points are extremely important to look into: the idea of environmental effectiveness, technological effectiveness, cost effectiveness, and of course the incentives for partnerships and conflicts that are there. The idea of administrative feasibility is extremely important when we talk of the technology-oriented agreements. So from the point of view of LDCs or developing countries, the institutional architecture, clarity in terms of how TFM and the technology bank would be interconnected, and the way they would be connected with the ground level institutions is extremely important. I would stop here. Thank you.